to advance their evil agenda. These forces tell us that we are now the subjects of the so-called Great Reset, the new normal, which is dictated to us by their manipulation of citizens and nations through ignorance and fear.
So we have to prepare for a more angry world.
Hey guys, Pedro V here. Now, today as I'm preparing to edit clips, I am seeing the programming of this phoenix. But when I started looking into this phoenix, I see it is also tied with the dragon.
Americans know that Israel and the United States share common values, that we defend common interests, that we face common enemies. Iran's leaders know that too. You know, for them, you're the great Satan, we're the little Satan. For them, we are you and you are us. And you know something, Mr. President? At least on this last point, I think they're right. We are you and you are us. We're together.
And this whole aspect of a new earth. Now, I first saw this on a headline called "A Phoenix Field Office Special Agent Spotted Bin Laden's Strategy," and it says new 9/11 clue.
Donald Trump is doubling down on claims he made over the weekend that he saw thousands of Muslim Americans in New Jersey.
I said that I saw in parts of New Jersey, Jersey City, but parts of New Jersey, I saw people getting together and in fairly large numbers celebrating as the World Trade Center was coming down, killing thousands of people, thousands and thousands of people. People are still dying over what happened to the World Trade Center, and they're dying a terrible death.
In the days after the September attacks, there were countless rumors about strange coincidences surrounding the events. One report about a group of Middle Eastern men spotted the morning of September 11th parked just across the river from New York City has not gone away. Investigation of their presence has led to questions about whether Israel was conducting espionage on U.S. soil.
And I kind of noticed how it seemed like the way it was written as if they were trying to say there is a new 9/11 clue, not as being we found a clue of what things could have been like or portraying as, because we know it was all deliberate and planned.
And everything you care about will be gone. Your whole philosophy is going to be gone.
A very dangerous phase, and I think we just need to absorb the fact that even if Trump loses, he is saying he will not accept those results. He will not go peacefully. He's willing to risk violence and even some regards civil war to stay in power.
They were acting like they already knew what the outcome was going to be. They had it covered, and perhaps they did, very sadly for our country. It was all very, very strange.
Now this story is about Osama bin Laden and their memo, how they investigated individuals and what they were going to do after. They were saying that Osama had planted students in the US to carry out future attacks and so forth. Now, this is all part of predictive programming, and we've seen a lot of that before 9/11 happened, and it was seen in movies, cartoons, there was subliminal messages, and you could find a lot of this stuff. Also, in these headlines, they are saying British Airways resumes flights from London to Phoenix. I said, okay, well, I don't think there could have been any connection there, but then we see the dragon is a symbol of the city of London. Wow, interesting. So now this kind of is making sense. And what did we see with the Afghan people at the airport as the plane is taking off? We see the code number 9/11 reversed. With this whole dragon aspect, both the phoenix and dragon were believed to be creatures of flight, and they were also companions. So if you put this together, the dragon will assume flight to Phoenix. You can't make this up. When I was connecting this, I was literally being blown away telling myself there's no way this stuff keeps connecting and connecting, but so it does. Now, for this phoenix, I just kept seeing this word pop up, and I felt I needed to shine light on this.
This is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter. This is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter. This is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter.
We're going to be stronger than we were when we were riding high.
I think Trump, you're going to fall into the rabbit hole of trying to just be so obsessed about Clintons and so obsessed about going after him.
Ultimately, those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price.
With this strategy, we are calling for a great reawakening of America, a resurgence of confidence, and a rebirth of patriotism, prosperity, and pride.
There is a great awakening going on around the country, particularly among younger people.
But we still have threats out there.
That no matter the danger, no matter the threat, no matter the odds, America will always rise up, stand tall, and fight back.
There's also more stories regarding Phoenix, but when I kept seeing these headlines, I kept seeing them pop up right after the other. So the other one I actually saw was a Phoenix homeowner fires at armed robbers. They needed help identifying 4 armed men who attempted to rob a Phoenix homeowner. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on with local stuff, so it could have been nothing. But I'm also hearing a lot about this guy named Rene Velasquez Valenzuela. He was a hitman for the cartel, I believe, the Sinaloans. Now, this guy died back in 2016 and killed in a shootout by the Marines. I am seeing things pop up recently with the subject. So I didn't know who it was. But when I saw one of his names, it regarded the Phoenix. And I looked it up. I looked this guy up. And funny enough, he also resembles himself to Osama bin Laden or El Taliban. And we see all the things going on with Afghanistan and the Taliban and so on. So I'm thinking, why am I seeing all of this? Why is it all connecting, oddly enough? And according to mythology, a phoenix is an immortal bird that when it dies, bursts into flames and is reborn from its own ashes. Huh. Interesting. So, when you rise from the ashes of the phoenix, it means to make a miraculous comeback. Interesting.
We continue with the former President Donald Trump. We don't have a lot of time, but let's talk about your future plans. Would you like to see the president run again in 2024?
There are those who exploit the emotions of many Trump supporters with fantastic claims, half-truths, misinformation.
Mr. Trump here wrote The Art of the Deal. Then he wrote a new bestseller, The Art of the Comeback.
Talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
You're not going to answer, but I have to ask.
You know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
Where are you in the process of, let me ask you this, without giving the answer what the answer is, have you made up your mind?
Yes. Because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings and we're not. How we're really making other people live like kings and we're not.
Now, I believe this actually goes really, really deeper than people actually think, and I'm not even touching the surface of it, but you can actually start piecing together, you know, what I'm seeing from here.
New from the night team, he lost the presidency 8 months ago, but Donald Trump was back for a rally in Phoenix today, telling thousands of supporters that Arizona holds the key to somehow returning him to the White House.
The whole country is watching what you have done. Thank you.
Former President Donald Trump singling out the Arizona Republican senators sitting in the rally's front rows. He believes their partisan election review, now 3 months old, will produce evidence that he didn't lose the 2020 election in Arizona to Democrat Joe Biden.
We did win. We really did. Not me. We all won. We won.
I said, among with others, we'd follow Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell if need be. That's exactly what we did.
That's nice, isn't it, though?
No. This one, I want to show it. It's great.
Be respected.
Can I show this?
Sure. I would love that. This was a special token of affection given by myself and the First Lady to Prime Minister and the First Lady of Israel.
Donald Trump was back for a rally in Phoenix today, telling thousands of supporters that Arizona holds the key to somehow returning him to the White House.
Yeah, team.
Now, I wanted to see if there was any biblical meaning to it, and there really wasn't. However, some translations refer to the phoenix in Job 29:18, and it says, "Then I thought, I shall die in my nest, and I shall multiply my days like the phoenix." Many have differed in their understanding of this. You know, it's all the stuff I'm seeing, and I'm just trying to put it together. And it could be nothing, but I'm seeing the same programming here as I did the other day when I was doing that Lionsgate portal video. But anyways, I just wanted to highlight all of this for you guys. I believe there could be something here, and maybe, who really knows? You guys let me know what you think. And with that all being said, have faith, remain vigilant, and God bless you all.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. The numbers are going to be very good into the future. We're going to be very strong, starting with our transition period.
We're ready. This new population is going to find the vaccine rollout fast and efficient. So my hope is that parents will take advantage of the vaccine and get their kids vaccinated.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And it was President Reagan, in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen. And let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam, so that we can go beat the Soviet Union. And guess what? They retreated. They lost billions of dollars, and it led to the collapse of the Soviet Union. So there's a very strong argument, which is, wasn't a bad investment to end the Soviet Union, but let's be careful what we sow, because we will harvest.
My only friend, the end of our lives.